Hi, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats. This is Rob Butler here with Rob Butler Guitar. I'm here to show you how to play Van Halen's Little Dreamer today. Van Halen's Little Dreamer was off their first album, and I'm here with a Les Paul today. Ideally, you probably want to use a guitar that has a tremolo on it with maybe a Floyd Rose. Eddie used basically back then, he used a kind of a modified Frankenstein type Strat that had a Fender tremolo. It wasn't a locking tremolo, but he did use it for dive bomb stuff. How he kept it in tune, I'm not quite sure. You know, the Floyd Rose came along shortly after that first album, and he started using that. But ideally, that's probably what you want to use for this guitar. But I'm going to show it to you on a Les Paul. Now, he did play fixed bridge guitars. I've seen him in some early pictures with Les Pauls and Gibson Explorers. But he mainly is known for playing Strats, doing a lot of dive bomb type stuff. Modified Strats. Stratocasters with Gibson pickups, kind of guitars that he put together himself. But I've got a Marshall amp. You probably want to dial up a Marshall amp with some reverb. I've got a Phase 90 on, set at a very slow sweep. That's what he used. He used an Echoplex, lots of reverb, and that that Phase 90. You hear that on a lot of the early Van Halen stuff. So I've got that today. And I'm basically going to show you that song. So it starts off with an intro. It's based in C minor. It's based C minor 7, the first pattern. The intro goes from C minor 7, and it's a riff that plays off the C. It goes to, C to E flat. Then it hits the, the chordal piece of the C minor 7 chord. Then it goes to the G and does the same pattern. So it basically goes like this. So basically just hitting that C note, hitting the C note, hitting the E flat note, hitting the F note, which is the fourth note in the scale. So it's going C minor third, which is the E flat, to F, then the chordal piece of that C minor 7. That's the chordal tonality of it. That's a C minor 7 chord. It goes to the G minor 7, but it's playing the riff. It plays the same pattern down in G, exact same pattern. You're just moving it down to the 3rd fret and hitting the same basic pattern where there you're going G, B flat, C, which is the 4th, then the chordal piece to that G minor 7, then back. So that's the whole intro piece. You can also play it like this. Instead of coming up with your pinky and hitting that E flat, you can hit the E flat down here with your index finger, and that would go like this. For me, it's more comfortable just to play with my pinky, but it works. You're hitting the same note. So that's basically intro. The intro goes 4 times at that. Then it goes into the first verse, and it basically is like an 8th note pattern on the C note. So it's. It goes to G and does the same pattern. Notice you hit that chordal piece of the C minor or the G minor 7. Then it goes up to B flat. So it doesn't hit the chordal piece of the B flat. It just rides it on 8th notes. Then it goes down and plays the F5. I was playing the inversion of the F5, which is the C note and the F there. But you can hit that F5 like that too. So it goes like this. Then it repeats. Back into that intro riff again. then it walks down to the F. So it's the chorus, A Little Dreamer. So it's so there's a little riff in there. But basically on that intro, or that chorus riff, unlike the intro where it just went from C to G, C to G, it went C to G, then it descended down to F, then the run came in there. And the run is you bend basically the C note up to a D, do a hammer and pull off, hit the G note, jump up and hit the D, put some vibrato on that B note, then it repeats again. Then he hits a harmonic down at the 12th fret, and at the 7th fret, and at the 5th fret. And a harmonic, basically, this type of harmonic is just, there are harmonics all over the guitar, and basically you just lightly lay your finger over the fret at the 12th, the 7th, and the 5, and he uses a dive bar at the end. But basically, coming out of that last run, that's where a guitar that has a dive bomb or a tremolo unit on it that basically would stay in tune, like a Floyd Rose, comes in handy. When you hit that first note, you would drop it down about two pitches, then bring it back, and it stays perfectly in tune. So that harmonic would be. That's it. So 12th fret, 7th fret, and you're hitting basically the D string, the G string on each one of those as you're walking down. Then back into the next verse, and that next verse is like the second verse, but there's a little variation at the end. So it goes like this. So the first part of it is exactly the same as the first part of the first verse, but it goes up to A flat at this point. And it does a chug of eighth notes for a measure. 1, 2. E flat, then back to the. Then it goes back to the F. That's basically the pattern, and he's soloing over that. And the verses and the choruses are the same. So outside of that the second and third part of the second half of the verse is different, where it goes to the B, the A flat to E flat to B flat to F. So I'll play you the first verse and show you what that's like. Then I'll play you the second verse, which is the same as the third verse. So. So that's the first verse. Now the second and third verse go like this. So the first half of the second and third verse are the same as the first verse. They just change it. The second part of the verse goes, A flat to E flat to B flat to F. So here goes the second and third verses. that's pretty much it. That's Little Dreamer. Great song. Check it out. Give it a listen. Check out the vibe. If you like this, hit like, comment on it, subscribe, and basically share it with some friends. I've got some more videos coming. Thank you. Have a great day.